Good morning, dear parents and guardians from the School of St. Anthony and College of St. Anthony. Before we start our seminar, please be reminded of the following guidelines. Be an active participant. You may provide inputs to polling questions and respond to the speaker's request for comments or questions. Next, let us all be respectful. Do not interrupt the presenter and keep your mic on mute while someone is presenting to avoid unnecessary noise. And lastly, there will be a question and answer portion at the latter part of the seminar where your queries will be answered. However, throughout the course of the program, you may already send in your questions through the chat box and wait to be acknowledged.
Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, a new challenge in the educational landscape has been brought to us. We have moved our regular on-campus schooling to a new environment in the form of online learning.
Classes now are being done distantly in screens and learning modules. This change has altered already established routines of everyone at home, not just our students.
Parents and guardians find themselves adopting new roles to support the students' learning on top of trying to juggle their responsibilities. But what is also evident is that families are becoming more involved in their kids' education than ever before.
And for remote learning to be more successful, parents and guardians also need support. A pleasant morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Parents Talk entitled Parenting in the Digital Milieu. I am Miss Princess Grace Garcia, SSA Grade 8 and Grade 12 Guidance Associate.
And I am Mr. Jade Hariel, SSA Grade 10 and 11 Guidance Associate. And we are your hosts for this day's event. First and foremost, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our dear parents who have gone out of their way to attend this morning's seminar. With that, you all deserve a round of applause.
Now, to rightly start this program, we ask for the guidance of our Almighty Father. May we invite Mr. Cedric Vergara to lead us in an opening prayer.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, thank you for being with us always. Thank you for bringing all of us together as one Anthonian community. Share with us your words of wisdom and love through our resource speaker, Ms. Castillo. Help deepen our thinking and transform our understanding into positive action. For you are our perfect teacher and faithful friend. Lord, give us the strength, enthusiasm, and desire to traverse the road ahead despite its uncertainties. May your healing hands be upon everyone experiencing challenges, worries, and despair. Finally, we pray that this pandemic will come to an end very soon. We ask all these in the divine name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Saint Anthony Mary Claret, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Cedric. At this point, we would like to invite Mrs. Arlene Ananka. She is a principal for basic education to welcome us all to today's seminar.
A beautiful morning to all. We at School of St. Anthony, Quezon City, and the College of St. Anthony in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, are truly thankful to all parents and guardians for responding to our invitation to this webinar, dubbed as Parenting in the Digital Milieu, Adapting to Online Education in the Next Normal. Sometime in the first quarter of this year, at the height of the crisis, both SSA and CSA and other schools around, and you, dear parents and guardians, had to make a major decision to stand for our children such that learning continues. We accepted the challenge of the online learning. It's been almost 9 months now that we are experiencing the challenges brought about by this new normal. The struggle is real, both for adults and children, physically and mentally. the threat of the virus almost crippled us. But with God's grace, here we are, very much alive and hopeful that this will end soon. Praise God. By this time, whether we have adjusted or not in this new normal, what is certain is that life goes on because time is ticking away every second, every minute, and every hour. We understand how you parents, out of your concern and love for your children, are coping as much as we, teachers, staff, and administrators do to survive in this unprecedented scenario. I, for one, a digital immigrant, is also very much challenged to learn slowly and adapt to this new technology, which is most needed in this online learning. We are one in this battle. Today, we are privileged to have with us our able speaker to walk us through on how we can be better parents in this digital world. At this juncture, allow me to thank the organizers of these events, the management, for continuously working to come up with activities such as this, to rally behind the cause of our parents in the education of the children. The guidance staff of SSA, headed by Mr. Clifford Andawi and Ms. Jam Abad from College of St. Anthony. Let me also thank the teachers and staff of both schools for the support in ensuring the attendance to this webinar. Finally, to you, dear parents and guardians, our heartfelt thanks for sharing your precious time with us. We are also most grateful for the understanding and trust that you have extended to us all this time. In closing, let us assure everyone, especially our children, that we got each other's back. Thank you, and wishing all of you a peaceful and safe Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ananka. At this juncture, let us hear from Ms. Sabrina Advincula, SSA Middle School Guidance Associate, to introduce our speaker for today.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ms. Sabrina, the Middle School Guidance Associate, and I'm glad to introduce our resource speaker for this parenting seminar. Our speaker for today obtained her master's degree in guidance and counseling at St. Joseph's College of Quezon City, and her master's degree in Christian counseling at the Alliance Graduate School, formerly Alliance Biblical Seminary. She is a registered and licensed professional counselor with backgrounds in clinical counseling and psycho-spiritual therapy for more than 13 years. Currently, she is the Vice President of the Philippine Association of Christian Counselors and is also a certified mental health first aider in the National Council of Behavioral Health, Mental Health First Aid USA. On a personal note, she considers herself blessed to be married for 29 years and counting to a caring, supportive, and God-loving husband. They have 2 wonderful, bright, and precious children. Let us all welcome our speaker for today, Ms. Una Castillo.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, School of St. Anthony and College of St. Anthony. Thank you for this opportunity and thank you for a warm welcome. Times are changing. Technology is in our midst. It's now only a matter of grabbing it and integrating it into our systems. While some still prefer to face-to-face schooling, we have to accept the fact that advanced online learning is the norm in the new, or rather, next normal. So gone were the days that we say turning it off, turn it off is no longer feasible, especially in a post-pandemic world where childhood is digital by default. That's why today we're going to talk about parenting in the digital milieu and adapting to online education, which what now we call in the next normal. Let me read to you, next slide please, what Education Secretary or mentioned by our Education Secretary Leonor Magtones-Briones when she welcomed the 24.7 million learners for this school year, 2020 to 2021. That happened last October 5, signifying the formal start of the country's transition to distance learning, wherein more than 61,000 schools for both public and private offering K-12 with basic education program reopened. And he said this: "We declare our victory over COVID-19, the destroyer of our lives, the destroyer of our economy and our way of life and society. We will not allow COVID-19 to destroy our children's education and their future. In spite of the pandemic, with the outpouring support from our learners, teachers, stakeholders, and supporters, victory is assured for education. Today, we claim victory. I pray that this webinar gives you renewed hope and enlightened perspective as you journey with your children in the next normal." My talk today will cover two things. First part will be challenges we face now, especially you parents, that we are doing online education. And of course, second part will focus on the tips for parents on adapting to online education. But before I move on, let's watch this video. And I know everybody can relate to this. Okay, I think everybody has a smile right now. This short film is created by Adam Dumagin, alumnus of your school, School of St. Anthony. And the star there, sino po ba yung teacher niya dyan? So kung mapapansin natin, no, it looks like the student, Dave It's like, having a hard time or like preparing for the test. And then, here you go, there's no internet. So yung estudyante po ba nararatel o kayong mga parents pag ganyan ang situation? Okay. Now, let me start with the challenges, as I mentioned. So we're going to use a mnemonic in presenting my challenges today, using the word virtual, referring to being on a computer network as I discussed the challenges you face in the online education. So letter V for virtual. Consciously or not, your resistance to change does not allow you to adapt to the online learning environment. Having the difficulty to change your actions or approach to doing things in order to solve this new situation is an adaptability struggle. Sino nga ba ang hindi nag-a-adjust sa situation ngayon? It's not only our students, but even us working from home. Switching from traditional classrooms where they face the teachers directly to online education learning is an entirely different experience for students. Even though staying home from school might feel like a holiday, your kids are not on vacation. So that's the hard part. They're at home, but it's not a vacation. It's not on a holiday. Although I think you only have a week more, and then it's Christmas holiday. Assignments, grades, requirements, and tests are not going away just because classes have moved online. They are for real, and you're still having them. Your role, my dear parents, right now you're not just parents, but your role will be a parent teacher is very critical in our situation right now. I remember one school also, and a parent commented that gone were the days that they say the teachers are the second parents. When we had that face-to-face pa, no, hindi pandemic. But right now, they say the parents are the second teachers. So I think that's the case right now. So that's for the virtual classroom. It's really a new thing for us because it's not a one-time event, but every day you are in a virtual classroom. Next, letter I challenge. Interaction limited. Lack of in-person interaction. Siyempre, iba pa rin yung face-to-face ang kausap mo, as in the flesh. A student actually mentioned this. Normal classes may have been difficult, but having friends makes it so much more manageable and less stressful. Online classes take out the benefits of having friends to socialize with and being stuck alone with nothing but assignments. Kaya nga, di ba, dear parents, minsan yung mga anak natin, nagmamadaling pumunta sa school o nagpapaiwan sa school because of their classmates or their friends. Pero ngayon, walang ganitong sitwasyon. So this is one of the challenge. Interaction limited. Next, letter R, routine disrupted. When the pandemic prevents your children from the needed orderliness of routines in daily life, prevents them from learning new skills and maybe even mastering basic knowledge about the world, and thwarts their early and important peer relationships, your children become anxious, irritable, and sad. Let me ask you this. Who among you are ready for this pandemic? This is totally a disruption for all of us. So this will bring anxiety, even anger and sadness. Not only for our children, but even us, more so adults. So letter R, routine disrupted. Next, letter T, technical difficulties. I think everybody can relate to this. So digital computer or computer literacy. You need a certain degree of technological proficiency, including the ability to successfully log in, participate in classes, submit work, and communicate with teachers and classmates. So kung hindi ka techie, ang hirap dito, no? Lalo na kung ikaw ang tatanungin ng anak mo, Mami, Daddy, paano ba to? Nawala ng connection. Si teacher, hindi ako marinig. Hindi ko sila makita. So, this can bring stress, not only for the children, but also for the parents or whoever is minding your child. Next, the quality of the internet connection. Especially this past few days or weeks, because of the 3 typhoons that we experienced, our electricity is affected and so our internet connection, from weak signal to no signal at all. I think here in our area, this part of Quezon City, I don't know with Bulacan, or Caloocan maybe, medyo hindi naman natin na-experience to. I don't know with the rest, no? But sa mga probinsya talagang, because I do online counseling, nagka-cancel talaga ng sessions yung aking mga clients dahil sasabihin nila walang kuryente o walang signal sa internet. So this is a challenge for us, especially kung may klase, no? And then device capabilities. Computers suddenly shut down and needed to restart the device. Nakakaano ata yun, nakaka-rattle, di ba? Bigla namatay. Tapos ano nangyari? So, there's a need to upgrade your PC or laptops, even to the point of buying a new one. Maybe ngayon, no, nakabili na kayo, or maybe you're using an old one. And then, dahil ngayon, no, araw-araw na siyang ginagamit, hindi katulad dati na just a few hours, maybe an hour just to play a game. But right now, it's almost 12 hours. Our computers are open almost for 12 hours. So, may possibility na bumigay yung gadget. So, that's another challenge. And to continue, letter U, virtual, under accountable. Take note that this phrase is not really being used, no? Under accountable. Baka makorek ako ng mga English teachers natin. So just to complete the mnemonic that I'm using. So students struggle with keeping themselves accountable when there's no one standing at the front of the room, leading a class or taking a register. So the student is the person in charge of his own success here. He needs to keep his own motivations clear in his mind so he can keep prioritizing his studies when his initial enthusiasm subsides. So it's really different when there is a teacher around, even to pat your shoulder, pat your back, and tell you na you're doing good. And our students or your children right now do not have this, and sometimes that's their motivation or their enthusiasm is affected. If he does not understand something or he is struggling with any, like in the lessons being taught, it's going to have the confidence to speak up. Ngayon, it is a must. So, paano kung mahihain yung anak mo at hindi makapagsalita? Palaging nakamute. I have cases that hindi lang nakamute, naka-video off pa. Kasi ayaw nila makikita yung mukha nila. So, unlike in a real classroom, the teacher may sense or see if his students cannot catch up with the lessons taught, or is it really just the lesson? The problem is just the lesson, or others. But this time, mahirap yun, no? The teachers are not there, especially during classes. I mean, they're there, but not the same as in the face-to-face situation. Okay, next, letter A. I think everybody goes with this. I mean, like experience this. Anxiety and uncertainty. Children have a different way of showing their worry and sadness. So it's not the same as adults. If you are looking for, mukhang okay naman siya. Tahimik na siya. So, let's see. No? Parang okay lang ba talaga sila? So this results in overreacting emotionally. And they may become isolated, frustrated, demoralized, or just plain bored. So kung palagi naririnig mo yung anak mo na, mommy, I'm bored. Daddy, I'm bored. O palagi na lang bored. Is it really just boredom? Or they are, and that's their way of being anxious. And some adolescents may even see no hope for the future and that their life is ruined. Some of the adolescents will think this way. They may react with anxiety, depression, and irritability. So, pwede kang magtataka ka. Bakit dati hindi naman siya mainitin ng ulo? Hindi cranky. Pero ba't ngayon? Nagtanong lang naman ako kung kumain na. Biglang magre-raise na ng voice. Okay? So, they can be experiencing anxiety and uncertainty or even, being depressed. Some students tell me that the workload of online classes is larger than that of regular classes, which can make them anxious. So, I have clients who are telling me na, yun nga, parang mas marami pa daw ngayong ginagawa kaysa nung talaga nasa classroom sila na face-to-face. So, that's one of the challenge. Or if not, the challenge, really the great challenge right now. Others can find studying online quite a lonely experience. No? Kahit naman nakakausap, nakikita nila yung classmate nila, pero iba kasi yung katabi mo, tapos nagkukulitan kayo, di ba? So, hindi yung mag-isa lang siya, tapos ito, talking to the screen. No? So, that can be a lonely experience. And you, dear parents, how you react to the current situation will also speak a lot to them. No? So, alam nyo, ang mga anak natin, very observant yan. Pwedeng hindi nila sinasabi sa inyo what they are feeling or what they are observing, but they are reacting to it. So, minsan mapapansin mo how you react. Ganun na rin sila mag-react. Okay? Lastly, to complete the word virtual, letter L stands for limited access to teachers. It can be difficult for teachers to teach online when they struggle to gauge how students are comprehending the lessons and whether they are participating in learning experiences. Now, remember, if dear parents, you're having a difficulty at this time or our situation nowadays, also our teachers. Ibang-iba po talaga. Napakahirap, no? Paano mo malalaman kung natututo yung mga estudyante mo. Unlike with the face-to-face in the real classroom, alam mo kagad, no? With the non-verbal of the students, alam mo kagad kung natututo yan, nakikinig ba yan. But this time, what will be the gauge of the teachers? So, yung mga pinapasan, mga binibigay ninyong assignments or tasks that they need to finish, yun. So, yun ang magiging basis nila. And hopefully, my dear parents, hindi po kayo ang gumagawa. Kasi, sa totoo lang po, alam ng mga teachers pagka magulang ang gumawa niyan. So parents can have access to teachers anytime. However, teachers may not always be available to respond due to many factors such as technical difficulties, mental, and physical health. Now, yun yung maganda ngayon kasi noon, makikipag-appointment ka ka-teacher, di ba? Para to have a conference with the teacher, or sometimes it's a scheduled thing. And maybe not right now, because of the online na nga tayo, you can have access with the teachers anytime. Pero remember, ang mga teachers po natin, may pamilya din, may mga iba rin silang ginagawa, so to speak, not just this work. So they can also have the same problem, no? Technical difficulties, isama na rin natin dyan mental and physical health. And which is not only the teachers are having these issues, but all of us. I would say all of us. Still, nothing beats having an appointment and conferencing with them face-to-face. Iba pa rin talaga, no? Yung face-to-face na nag-uusap tayo o nag-uusap kayo. Now, to summarize the first part, challenges faced in the online education. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, letter V is virtual classroom. I is interaction limited. R, routine disrupted. T, technical difficulties. U, under accountable. A, anxiety and uncertainty. And L, limited access to teachers. Now, yun. Hindi ko po lahat, para marami na nag-comment. So, baka hindi ko naman nabasa yung spot. Diba? Ayan. Spend quality time with them whenever possible. Thank you for that. Okay. So may parent po tayo. They're just talking about or discussing anxiety with some parents last night. Dahil may mga parents din nag-anxiety attack. Hindi lang po kayo parents ang nag-anxiety. I think all of us experience this. Yung iba nga lang po in denial na they're having anxiety attacks. No? What else? Yun nga, no? Her son misses his volleyball so much. So yun pa, no? Ngayon po, pinapanaginipan na lang ng aking mga anak na sana nagba-volleyball ako, nagde-daydream na I'm winning or having this move. Ayan. Kasi hindi rin pwede gawin ito ngayon. So just imagine, no, how buti po, nakakausap niyo yung anak niyo, no? That's a good thing. At sinasabi, kasi yung iba talagang tatago lang nila and they will not express it. Okay, so let's continue. The second part, yan, tips on adapting to online education. Pero bago po natin pag-usapan to, nandito na tayo sa tips. Ano ba gagawin natin, no? Or kayo po mga magulang. So let's watch this video. I know, dun po sa mga medyo nakaka-relate to this, baka kailangan nyo magkaroon ng issue. Napakaganda ng ginawa po ng Jollibee. I do not own this short film or video. Okay?
Hanggang kailan kaya ganito? Walang ngiti mga tao. Hanggang kailan kaya ganito? Sa loob lang si lola at lolo. Hanggang kailan kaya ganito? Di makalaro sa playground ko. Hanggang kailan kaya ganito? Laging kasama pamilya ko. Sana lagi ang playground ko, ang kwarto ni Kuya. Lagi kong kalaro si Lolo at si Lola. Para lagi kong kasama si Mama at si Papa. Hanggang kailan kaya ganito? Laging kasama pamilya ko. Para laging may kiss, laging may hug, laging may Jollibee. Sarap kasama ang pamilya. Sarap kasama ang pamilya.
Yes, indeed, the joy of family. So this pandemic either made our family closer or more distant. So now, this is a question to all of you. Kasama po ako doon kasi may pamilya din po ako. Which applies to you? Closer, the family get closer, or become more distant? So now, being the parent-teacher at home, may dalawang role na po kayo, no? O baka several roles pa. Parent-teacher at home with your children, how are you going to cope with our present situation? So I'm going to show you some tips on adapting online education. Now again, I'm going to use a mnemonic device for the tips. This time, of course, parents. So to start with, P for positive outlook. Research shows an optimistic outlook promotes mental and physical well-being. So bawal po talaga maging nega. Sabi nga ng mga bata, ano? Kailangan natin maging positibo with our outlook. Paano po yun? Try to focus on the wins, no matter how small. Celebrate with your children their small successes, like being able to finish assigned tasks on time. Did your child get a great grade on an assignment? Siyempre, celebrate, no? Hindi naman po kailangan maging magastos po, Hindi porke may, ang ganda ng grade, or na perfect niya, or what, may pasalubong kagad na something, or bibilihan ng something. But papuri, sincerong papuri, is, very powerful. Sincere praise, a genuine praise, or acknowledgement is a powerful thing. Not just for our children, but with anybody, all ages. Did you get through a day? How about you, dear parents? Did you get through a day without losing your cool? That's something to celebrate. Baka kailangan pong umupo muna, baka not to promote Netflix, baka nandiyan na yung paborito mong inaabangan mong film. Maybe to reward yourself is to sit down for 1.5 to 2 hours and watch your favorite film. Give yourself some credit for doing your best. If that is, siguro ayusin. Dahil hindi ka naman lumalabas, so hindi ka na nag-aayos and makeup or something, maybe just to feel good about yourself. Makeup, kahit po nasa bahay, di ba? So when parents control their own anxiety and emotions, their kids of all ages respond positively. Okay? So practice positive self-talk as well. When you tell yourself positive statements, you will start to ingrain those beliefs and reap the benefits. You model this as well to your child. So pwede po yung pag nyo sa umaga, di ba, usually naman po, nagsasalamin tayo. So, pwede you talk to yourself. Napakagandang bubuya. Magkakaroon ka ng magandang araw. Ngayon maghapon. So, you can actually praise yourself. That's positive self-talk. Praise your children and focus on the positive. Be as specific as possible with your praise. Instead of just saying, good job, great job. Try saying, the way you shared that toy with John was very kind. Oops, di ka pala tayo face-to-face. No? Like being, being listening very well during class. Like, you're not talking at the same time. Wow! Ang galing, anak. So be sincere about that. And parents, catch them doing good and not waiting for a bad thing to show. Kasi minsan po, mas marami tayong nasasabi, nako-komento, pagka meron na sila nagawang hindi maganda, pumalpak, o whatever, negative. Parang ang dami-dami natin sinasabi. Pero pagka positive, isa nga kung may nasasabi pa, sana naman po hindi gano'n, no? Mas maganda na mas marami tayong nasasabi na maganda if they are doing good. Provide encouraging words and action for your child's efforts and accomplishment. For example, not giving up is one of your best traits. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Or this pandemic will end. Minsan, kasi parang ilang buwan na. Parang ang talagang memory natin for 2020 ay nasa bahay lang ako. Kasi pandemic, hindi kami makalabas. So, pero, assuring our children na hindi naman forever time ganito. There is an end to it. Pero and also be honest with them. Huwag niyo po sasabihin, ay, sa January, on na tayong lahat. Kasi hindi po tayo sigurado. So, but if they will ask you, also answer them sincerely. I do not know. Sometimes it's okay to say, I do not know. Hindi po porke kasi magulang, alam naman natin. And let me tell you, in positive psychology, they teach this. In every negative word that we say, not only with our children, but with anybody, alam niyo po ba para mabura, in a way, mabura yung negative word na yun, you have to replace it with 3 negative words. Okay, parang ratio is 1:3. So just imagine if you mention 5 negative words to your child. Abay, mag-isip po kayo ng 20. Mali pa yung math ko. 5 times 3 pala, no? 15 positive words para matabunan nyo at hindi yun yung kanyang maalala. So, ang hirap po, no? Minsan pagka nagtanong na tayo ng positive words, parang ang hirap mag-isip. That's why, again, catch them doing good. Okay, next. Ask for help for letter A. Accept emotional support, financial resources, kung kinakailangan po, why not? And or child help. You know what? Carve out some one-on-one time with a friend. Kahit po online, kung di talaga makalabas, edi magkaroon po tayo ng, marami na ngayong way to reach out to your friends, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, even abroad. So maybe have a time, 30 minutes, an hour or less, a one-on-one time with that friend. Studies show social connection helps us create resilience to life's difficulties. So hindi lang po ito sa adults, pati po sa mga bata. Talk to a counselor. I'm a counselor po, pero kailangan po natin, it's a proactive measure, not just for treatment. Minsan po kasi pagka nagsisig na tayo ng help to a mental health professional, para bang ang dating kagad ay, may problema na to sa pag-iisip. Kaya baliw-baliwan na, no? Ganon. Hindi naman po. Sometimes it's also a proactive measure. Huwag natin antayin na maging treatment siya, na malala na, kaya nasa treatment mode na. Also, collaborative engagement with teachers. So, collaborate with your teachers, with your child's teachers. Communicate with them, your child's teachers and advisor. Ask help from older children and relatives to supervise the learning. Kanina na-mention ko na yung sa teachers, So, I know you have a constant communication with them. Again, sabi ko nga kanina, your role right now is you're not just the parent, of course, but you're also a parent and a teacher at the same time. So you collaborate with the teachers or advisors of your children. And if you have older children or relatives, ang hirap po, no? If you're working from home, sino ang titingin doon sa anak ninyo? So maybe you can ask for somebody's help to supervise the learning. Or else, itutuloy ko po, mamaya matatakot. Paano ko ako lang mag-isa, no? That can be a big challenge. So anyway, my point here on letter A is ask for help. Kung hindi natin talaga kaya mag-isa, ask for help. Okay. At saka ngayon nga po ata, may mga online, online tutor na. Okay, anyway, next slide please. If ever you need counseling, Philippine Association of Christian Counselors offer free counseling for 3 sessions, or that's equivalent to 3 hours. And maybe you can visit this site for counseling, to sign up for counseling. I'm one of the volunteers here. Disregard po pala the schedule. Hindi pa namin napapalitan yan. Madami na pong schedule ngayon. So, it's covering, if I'm not mistaken, hanggang Saturday na po ata. I'm one of the volunteers. My slot is Tuesday, 3 to 5. But it depends on the counselor will communicate with you. Kasi pwedeng mabago yung schedule. Anyway, these are the other sites, our website and our Facebook page, if you are interested. Okay, next, let's continue. Letter R, for parents, room for learning. Literally, giving your child a room or a space he can call school at home. So, literal po itong room na to, for learning. It is what we call this? A place, really. A room for learning. Your children will achieve their best work in a quiet, comfortable, and dedicated space devoted to learning. So kung sakali po ang inyong PC ay nasa living area, living room, kasi para nakikita ng lahat, maganda naman po yun. Siyempre para alam natin, talaga nakatutok din yung anak natin sa klase. However, hindi po pwedeng maingay tayo. So, I don't know how you're going to do it. Siyempre, depende po sa inyo, sa structure ng house nyo. But as long as the child will have that quiet, comfortable, and dedicated space that he or she can call, this, I'm in class. This is my classroom. So try to give your child or your kids a dedicated device as well, such as a school laptop. May tag na po, school laptop, for maximum online learning. No? Ngayon, talaga po kung dati, parang wala sila talagang personal na computer or laptop that it's their own. This time talaga pong magpo-provide kayo. No? Next, ideally, this will be a different setup than where they normally play games or watch television. Doon pa rin po sa dati. Sorry, I said next. Okay, nasa mo tayo, room for learning. Kasi dati, yung laptop at saka yung computer is pang pang games. So ngayon, hindi lang siya pang games. O parang nanonood, kung gusto lang nila manood sa YouTube Kids. Ngayon talaga is dedicated for learning. Keep in mind that children will be in this space for many hours each day. And parents should watch out for any orthopedic issues that may arise related to comfort and posture. So again, hindi lang po mga kabutuhan ang issues natin dito, pati po mata. So ngayon po, kung hindi pa sila nag-glasses, di ba? Ngayon, kailangan nila mag-glasses just to protect their eyes, no? So marami kong ngayong mabibili na ng mga anti-glare, anti-radiation, mga anti-anti. So maganda po yung because it relaxes your child's eyes, which is very important. Na-observe ko nga, noong mga unang week, the students are complaining of having headaches dahil po ang bilis mapagod ng mata. So also remove distractions. If it is school time, don't ask them to bring out your garbage, or pag kasi may delivery, ang online dumating na, yung delivery, pakitingnan nga sa gate ko sino yun. Take note po, nasa school po sila. May klase po sila, no? So, minsan nagkakamali tayo, no? Tayo mga magulang, we have to, put that in mind that, nga pala, ang klase niya is 8 to 12 or 8 or whatever is the time or the schedule. Okay, so, and of course, remove distractions, mga ingay, and Kung may mga other members in the family at nanonood sila ng TV or what, ako be sure po na hindi ganun kalakas na nadidistract yung bata at or na yun na po ang naririnig, no, as a background noise. Yun, magki-create po yun ng ingay. So students should also try to identify a quiet time and place in their house to concentrate with their studies and learning tasks. Now, this is the thing. Even if that time is late at night. Minsan po kasi kung kailan dumilim, doon naman talaga napakatahimik. Ayun po, ang hirap, ang hirap i-balance talaga. Paano kung ang anak niyo doon nakakapag-aral pag tahimik na ang lahat? So, ito po, you also need to look into this. Having that at home can help staying motivated. It can be motivated. No? It can help. When you don't see your home as a space of work, you as a working from home, ang ginagawa ninyo, it's kind of a struggle to get in that mindset, likewise with your child, being a student at home. Kaya nga po, di ba, nagbibihis tayo, nagme-make up, kahit pang taas lang, or baka yung room ninyo nilalagyan nyo ng nasa work ako, do not disturb me. So, ganun din po sa mga bata, ganun din sa mga anak natin. Okay. E, empathize and listen. Dear parents, what if you are the student in our time? Diba? So I think lahat naman na magulang dito, wala akong naka-experience ng nangyayari sa mga anak natin. So how will you react? Kung kayo po ang nasa sitwasyon nila. You know what? If you're thinking about, you already have the answer, that's actually empathy, being in their shoes. Now, if you want to empathize, listening is also, magkapatid po yan, palagi yung magkasama. That's why we have a good reason why we have 2 ears and just 1 mouth. Dalawa po yung tenga natin at isa lang ang bibig. So listen more, talk less, and of course, be open. Nurture your children's physical and emotional well-being by constantly communicating and spending quality time with them. Siguro sinasabi niyo, ay naku, spending quality time. Naku talaga, magkasama na nga kami araw-araw 24/7. Kasi di na ako lumalabas, dito na rin ako nag-work. But watch out for absentee parenting. Ano po ibig sabihin nun? You're emotionally distant. Nandiyan ka nga, hindi ka naman maabot, hindi ka makausap. No? Di para wala ka rin. So, that is being, I hope you are not this one, an absentee parent. The way how your children learn depends on how you treat them. Teach them with the heart. Find out about your child's difficulties and anxieties, if any, and be able to address them with the help of the teacher or a counselor. Support your child by investing time and effort in conversing with them to know their strengths and weakness. Kaya po may makinig hindi po tayo magsisermon. No? Let's explore by asking them questions rather than, tatanong na tayo, pero at the same time may sagot tayo. Let's listen to them first. Listen to your children first. Know that your children are stressed too by all the changes, and their brains process stress differently than an adult. They're also struggling to keep up with all of the changes. And if you need to say sorry, apologize if you think you have treated your child unfairly. Hindi po nawawala, hindi nakakabawas pagiging magulang ang magsabi ng sorry. The more your children will respect you and love you. Okay, next. How to manage your frustration and anger. Next slide, please. Stay calm and take these 3 steps. Okay. Count 1 to 10. Okay, so managing frustration and anger, no? Stay calm. Count 1 to 10. before you say or do anything. Pinapagawa ko rin po ito sa mga bata. I used to be a school counselor. And minsan may pupunta sa akin, Mom, 10 does not work out. Okay, count up to 100. Mom, 100 does not work out. Count up to 500. Hanggang maka 1,000 na kami. But you know, in doing so, you're diffusing the heightened emotion already. And of course, breathe deeply and repeat a calming phrase to yourself. Like, take it easy, relax lang, kalma lang. Okay, breathing deeply. Paano ba mag-breathe? Ano mag-breathe? Hihinga. So, hindi po tayo pwede huminga ng ganon. Ako, lalo po kayong, alam niyo po ba, isa sa symptoms siya na anxiety attack. So, when we breathe, I hope you're holding your stomach, dyan po dapat kalalim yung hinga natin. So, when we inhale, lumiliit po yung tiyan, at pag nag-exhale po tayo, nag-expand po yung tiyan. At dahan-dahan po. If you can hold it for 5 seconds, hindi po 5 minutes, 5 seconds or more, as you also inhale, and then exhale, you know, that is breathing properly. And of course, sit properly. Hindi po yung nakaslouch or like yung likod nyo, nakarest, yung paa nyo nasa floor. Sometimes I ask my clients to remove their shoes or socks. If the floor, minsan po malamig ang floor, that relaxes them. So you can do that. And you can also teach your child the breathing exercise. Alam niyo po, hindi ito pang adult lang. Kahit sila, pwede. Pero more so with us, no? So take it easy. Take it easy. Pwede muna, take it easy. Relax ka lang, kalma lang. Muna. So talk to yourself. Next, wait until you have calmed down before you say anything. You know, minsan sasabihin natin, naku, pag ginawa ko yun, nawala na sa isip ko yung gusto ko sabihin. Actually, that's the objective. Minsan po, hindi na natin pa-process o iniisip talaga, ano ba yung sasabihin natin? Pag nasabi na natin, and then magre-regret tayo, bakit ko pa ba nasabi ko? So that's actually the objective of this, no? Pag kumalma ka kasi, maiisip mo yung mga sasabihin mo. And so you can comfort your children and speak to them calmly when they are upset or highly stressed. And, you know, and you can do this. Now, next slide, please. Using the one word called, next slide, sir. Okay, so HALT, hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Quickly lang po. If you have this, not necessary all of them. You're hungry, you're angry, lonely, tired. Kahit isa lang dito, address nyo muna yan bago kayo makipag-usap. Because if you have, kaya nga hold, means stop. Stay cool, stay run, or cool, or relax. Kasi pagka meron ka nito, and then you will still try to converse with your child, with your spouse, or with anybody. Ay, sigurado po, hindi maganda ang masasabi o magiging lalabas sa bibig natin. Okay, next, tips on adapted to online education. Pronouncing it, involve yourself. Involve yourself in all your children's undertakings, but do not overdo it. Not helicopter parenting, a descriptive term used to portray over-involved parents. It comes from the notion that these parents hover over their children and then rescue them when needed. Hindi rin po maganda yun, no? Na hovering with your children to the point na palagi na lang kayong to the rescue mode. Because you are not teaching them resiliency. You're not actually helping them. So to balance, your involvement will greatly motivate them to achieve. Believe that your children can be independent learners and say this to them verbally. Kaya mo yan, anak, you're doing great. Ang ganda nga nung, nabasa ko nga yung sinulat mo, galing nga. Hindi ko maiisip yun na ako susulat. But you have a good insight. So you can, you can tell them that, verbally tell them. Children live up to the expectations that parents have for them. So just imagine, kung hindi po maabot ang expectations nyo, puno-puno ng frustration sa anak ninyo. And frustration, the best emotion of frustration is anger. Kaya hindi na tayo magtaka bakit palagi na nakakamutan doon, dati masayahin, tapos kayo hindi na, palagi mainit ang ulo, gusto na lang magpulong, or ayoko na, ganun na yung sinasabi. It's because it can be this. You know, they're trying to live up to those expectations. And may expectations na nga sa school, tapos dadagdagan pa natin, no? Yung parents, dadagdagan pa. So, isipin din po natin kung kaya ba talaga ng mga bata, kaya ng mga anak ninyo. So, let your child feel that you are there as their guide. Kailangan po na nararamdaman nila yan, that you are really guiding them. Next, letter T, take breaks. Okay? Give yourself some space. My dear parents, give yourself some space. You also need a break. And of course, take a break with your child. Kung pwede kung baka sa area ko, pwede naman lumabas-labas para naman maarawan, try going for a walk, lalo ng mga anak ninyo. Kasi po, ang sun, that's vitamin D, alam niyo po ba reduce ng loneliness, ng anxiety. No? So, kailangan natin maarawan din sila. So, I hope you are in that area na pwede naman. No? Pausing schoolwork for a quick game, or dancing to a favorite song, or karaoke moment. Diba? Pwede po yan. Basta ang importante, take a break with your child. Work on your own self-care routine. I'm talking about you, parents. Work on your own self-care routine. Yung tinuro ko po kanina, taking deep breaths, learning how to let it go. May mga bagay kasi, ito lang ang tanong, may control ka ba sa sitwasyon? May control ka ba sa iniisip niya? Kung ang sagot po ay wala, and let it go and move on. Pero kung meron, that's the time na, okay, may control ako sa sitwasyon na doon pa na mag-iisip. So, working on choosing your battles. Or maybe listening to calming music, mga instrumental, worship songs, or even classical music. This will really help you calm down. The better you take care of yourself, the more productive and mentally well you are for your children. Very important po to. The better you take care of yourself, the more productive and mentally well you are for your children. When stress gets the better of you, ano po yan? Hindi naman po nawawala ang stress. Palagi tayong meron yan. Pero kung sobra-sobra na, step away from the situation and give yourself a mental time out. Kung kailangan niya manood, muna sandali, kanta-kanta muna, basa muna, or whatever, papawis sandali, yan. Give yourself a break. Huwag mo na mag-isip. That's a mental time out. Don't take it out on your kids, more so. Kaya nga kailangan po natin mag-time out. Kasi minsan, hindi natin mapapansin, ang nababalikan natin yung mga anak na, yung mga bata na. And that's not good. Kasi hindi naman nila naiintindihan. Practice good self-care. Allow for extra screen time. Nako, paano yun? We all struggle with keeping our kids off of screens. But right now, it's the only way some kids can communicate with each other. Ngayon po, sabi ko nga, they're born with the technology na, itong mga bata, itong generation na yun. Kaya ito naman, i-balance lang po na talagang yung pagkaroon lang ng break din, para kasi hindi lang ito break, para sa mata din nila, para hindi mapagod, hindi tuloy-tuloy yung screen time. Okay, designate a specific amount of time each day or a few times a week for them to connect with friends and be in the same room as they chat online. So, talking to the relatives, cousin, grandparents, and others. Or maybe, I don't know po kung ang St. Anthony has that schedule program na, di ba kasi ang mga bata, pag during the recess time, nagkakakwentuhan yan, nagkukumpul-kumpulan yan sila. So, I don't know, even in online class, kung pwede yun, na after class, they will have wala lang, they will not talk about subjects or the lessons. But magkukwentuhan lang yung magkakaklase. But this time, of course, it's all online. So, yeah, during break time, they can listen to music, play guitar, watch their favorite cartoons. After class po, ito, hindi po pag-recess time. Remember, pag nasa school ba, pag recess time, pwede sila manood, pwede sila mag-games. Hindi, di ba? Confiscate na yung gadget pagka nung dati. So, ngayon din po ganun din, no? But however, after class, no, para lang maiba naman yung gagawin nila. Next, letter S. And this is the last for our tips, structure and routine. Children need to feel that they are in control and things around them are orderly and in control. Okay, that's very important. That's why they need structure and routine. Try to structure their day similar to school. So, di ba po, meron namang schedule na binibigay program, no, ang mga teachers. So, kailangan po talaga sinusunod nila yan. Kung merong recess time sa umaga, ano ba ginagawa sa recess time? So, syempre, hindi po yan nag-gadget, no? So, they're eating, they're doing something else. So, I don't know if the teachers can allow the students to talk to their classmates while on break. So, yun po, no? Kayahin talaga kung ano yung ginagawa sa school, but you're doing it at home. Create a task sheet that includes work assigned from their teacher, outdoor time, reading, and free time. So this is not on a, I suggest po, I recommend that it is on a daily basis, not on a week schedule. Kasi pag nakakabulunan, it's overwhelming when you see, dami ko naman gagawin, no? Tayo ng adults nagre-react ng gano'n. So how much more po ang mga bata? Hindi lang sila nagsasalita. So you can create a task sheet and post the schedule in a central location and ask them to check off the tasks as they are finished. So maybe pwedeng i-highlight, i-check, put a star. You can be as creative as you can be. At ang ganda po, no, pag nakikita nila na, uy, natatapos ko siya. No? So there is that feeling of, may accomplishment siya or, satisfying for the day. No? Check your children's learning tasks and remind them about the time frame set by the teacher. So, importante po ito kasi hindi po minsan ma-check ng teacher to. Dahil magre-rely ang mga teachers kung nagpasa ng assignment. Pero kung ginagawa ba on time, I think hindi nila malalaman yan. It's only your parents who can do that. This gives them a sense of control and allows them to know what is happening throughout the day, which helps them manage their emotions and stay calm. Okay? And of course, follow or adhere bedtimes, wake times, meal times, and other family rituals. So, still po, nasa bahay pa rin siya, hindi lang school schedule, also a family schedule. So, you can do also create a to-do list for, I mentioned this a week or every day with what you need to get done. Break down large responsibilities into smaller tasks. Know your child's capability. Ganito po, no? Maganda po yan, no? That parents are talking to each other. But remember, your child is unique. So you have to know what is your child's capability. Maybe the other child or the other kid is doing that, but it's not working on your child. So be sure that you know what your child's needs are or kung ano yung kaya niya talaga. So make study time a part of their daily routine. Ay kasi maghapon na nasa school, di ba nag-aaral na yun? Di ba po pag nasa school dati, pag uwi nila, pwede magnanap muna, tapos mag-aaral na. So it depends on your routine, no? So ngayon po, ganun pa rin. The only difference is that they are already at home. But remember, in the morning perhaps, they are in school, but at home. Okay, I know you're getting this, no? Okay. Now, tips on adapting to online education to wrap up. Okay, positive. Next slide. So parents, positive outlook, ask for help, room for learning, literal po talaga yung room, Learn to empathize and listen. Involve yourself, but not helicopter parenting. Okay? Take breaks, and you need to re-establish a structure and routine. Siguro kahit nung, kailan po ba ang SSA nag-start? July? August? But anyway, baka it's too late kasi December na. Wala pong too late. No? Hanggat hindi nyo po yan sinisimulan, walang too late. Okay? So, these are all intentional tips. Okay. Next slide, please. And let me end with this. Let me quote, yes, please. Okay. Thank you. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7. To all the fathers and mothers, there's nobody, no one, whatever can beat the parents' love. And I think what this verse says is sums it all. Love bears up under anything and everything that comes. Like COVID-19 is ever ready to believe the best of every person in your child. Its hopes are fadeless under all circumstances, and it endures everything without beginning. And this is also my prayer to all. Next slide, please. So, thank you very much. And for counseling, if ever you need, ito po yung aking mga contact information. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all. Thank you. Ayan. So I can look at this.
Thank you, Ms. Castillo, for that enlightening talk. We are confident that our parents gained a lot of new insights and learnings that they may apply to better support their children's education.
So we have seen that our parents expressed how they really relate to the topics presented. Thank you, parents, for being active participants. At this moment, we have time for questions from parents to our dear speaker. We shall read the questions to be raised via the chat box here in Zoom and FB Live. All right, so dear parents, teachers, and the rest of our audience, please do not hesitate to send your questions through the chat box.
So they're sending all their thank yous. So you're all welcome. Thank you din po sa opportunity na po. Wala pa ako nakikita mga questions. Although there are some shared comments like, ito po pala, meron na question dito. I know my son is very annoyed every time I ask him, do you have an assignment? Have you done your assignment? And he said, Mom, every day you ask the same question as if I'm going somewhere. Yun nga po, o nga po pala, humor. Nako, importante po yan, imbis na mainis tayo, magtawanan na lang. So minsan po talaga, matatawa na lang tayo. You know what, when we start to question, do you have an assignment? Have you done your assignment? Or, nasaan na yung assignment? Ano ba sinabi ng teacher? If para pong interrogation, hindi kaya parang nagnanagpin po tayo. So, a while ago, I shared in letter E, empathize and listen. No, maganda to be safe, no? If, let's say ikaw yung anak, and then your parent, your mom, will do this to you, how will you feel? Yeah? So, yun po, no? Para we can, see kung parang too much naman ata. So, pwedeng gano'n, no? Or maybe, yun. The safe thing to do this is, instead of asking, yun ako yung creating a to-do list. Kasi yun yung magiging signal nyo. Pag hindi nyo na-checkan, pwede sabihin, oh, wala pa itong check. It means hindi pa pala nagagawa. So that can be, instead of bombarding them with questions every day, every hour.
Okay, Miss Una. Good morning po. Ayan. Yes, we have a question from Miss Minerva Apari. So her question, for Miss Castillo, how do you handle a child who procrastinates and doesn't finish his or her schoolworks on time?
Okay, parang it sounds like there is boredom here, no? Sometimes we get this notion that the child is procrastinating. So perhaps we have to dig deeper on why the child is reacting this way. No? Kasi pwede pong nakikita agad natin, hindi gumagawa ng assignments or hindi natapos yun. But you ask your child, anak, napansin ko na hindi ka nakakatapos ng mga tasks mo sa school. Paano ba kita matutulungan? So maybe in doing that, and remember the tone of voice, instead of, anak, rin mo na yan, nakupasahan yun na, nakaka-stress po yun. And ito hindi na sa mga bata, even adults. Di pa po minsan pag gano'n na kinukulit tayo, na-i-stress tayo lalo, mas gugustuhin mo bang gawin? Or ayoko na lang gawin? Hinto na lang ako. No? So pwedeng ganon. But again, we cannot assume on what your child is thinking. So maganda po explore, you sit down with your child and talk to her or talk to him about this.
Thank you, Ms. Una, for answering Ms. Apari's question. We have another question here from Ms. Habab. How can I cope up to my child needs in school when I am a working mom?
Oh, that's a very good question. Yun nga po yung ask for help. So I don't know if you're working from home or you're going out and work. Anyway, kahit kung nasa bahay kayo or you're going out, I think it's the same situation probably. You really need to ask help, However, if the help is not around, nobody really to look into the child, yun po, gagawa talaga ng to-do list. Now, you're not the only one who will do this. You can actually talk to your child, sit down with your child, and together do the list. Kasi in doing so po, nagkakaroon din ng sense of responsibility and accountability ng bata at a young age. Hindi niya mafe-feel or maiisip na, ay, si mami lang naman may gusto dito or si daddy lang naman may gusto. Kasama niyo siyang gumawa ng schedule, kasama niyo siyang gumawa ng mga tasks, to-do list or yung tasks. So at least, mag-create na po yung sense of responsibility and accountability.
All right, thanks, Miss Una. I guess we can still entertain one more question. We have another question here from Miss Chu. We have a problem. Both of us are working and it is hard for the kids to concentrate since home is always a comfort zone at alam nila na bahay yon and not school. Kaya both of our kids really want to go back to school. How can we deal with this situation?
Yun po ang nakakalungkot, kung pwede lang talaga na now, actually, I'm not in the right position to say this, but there are some projections already that even next school year, we will have the same platform. Hindi pa ganun talaga na mag-face-to-face. However, so paano po yun? If ever that would be the case, di ba? So you know what? There's such thing that we call a family meeting. No? And you can have kahit anong age ng mga anak mo. You meet together as a family and discuss the situation. And again, yung kanina po na tip ko na room for learning, magkaroon po talaga ng area sa house na kapag nandun sila sa area na yon, ay ma-feel nila na I am in class. No? Ito talaga yung classical. So kahit maliit lang yan, a table lang ito, but at least meron yung mga, you know, maybe a blackboard or whatever, a whiteboard. Para they will just feel yung sense ng yung na nasa school ako. No? At yun po, again, no, maganda na kaya family meeting, isama niyo yung mga bata, no? With this na magtulungan tayo dito mga anak kasi ito yung sitwasyon. Yung tawag na COVID-19. Yun nga po pala, no? Yung ibang mga bata, hindi nila alam ano yung nangyayari. Akala nila si COVID-19 is parang alien doing na gano'n. So, hindi nila alam what it's all about. So, you can tell them, hindi nyo naman po kailangan i-discuss scientifically. Remember, when you are talking to your children at their level, no? Sometimes too much information is not healthy. So, kaya nga less talk, less mistakes. So, isama niyo po yung mga bata, the concern, bring it up, and then come up with possible solutions and maybe the tips, pwede niyo po itong i-share sa kanila. And again, remember, work with the uniqueness of your child, your children. So it does not mean that this works to one family, it will also work for you. Find your own. So kanya-kanya po tayo, all families have unique, we are unique in a sense.
All right. Thank you so much again, Ms. Una, for answering those questions from our parents. We have one more. However, this is addressed to the guidance counselor. So can we answer this lang po, Miss? And from Miss Hazel Santos. Okay, so good morning. Is there any way the school's guidance counselor meets the students at least once a month just to help them motivate or counsel them, especially this time of pandemic? All right. So again, hello po. Good morning, Miss Santos. We are from the guidance department. Okay. We are I'm handling grade 10 and 11. So the whole guidance office po, we conduct group guidance classes to our students. And then usually it's done during their CCP period for the upper school. And sa middle school, they have their own schedule for the group guidance classes where they can air out their problems kapag merong nag-raise. And also we also discuss a certain topic for them. And also we remind them that it's always okay for them to reach out to their guidance counselor whenever they feel like they need a help with any area of their life. So maybe as parents then, from your side as well, you may also remind your children na it's okay po if they can reach out to their guidance counselor. So meron naman po kaming FB page. They can send us a message there. And also we have given them our contact details, isa-isa po na guidance counselor na assigned to their level. Ayun po. But yeah, to simplify po, we have a group guidance class na we conduct to their section, ayun, once a month or more. Okay, ayun. I guess we can proceed now. All right. Once again po, thank you, Ms. Castillo, for sharing your insights regarding parenting in the digital milieu. So now, may we invite Mrs. Ami Mamiit, the grade school principal, to award the Certificate of Appreciation.
Good morning, everyone. It is my honor to present the Certificate of Appreciation to our esteemed resource speaker. School of St. Anthony and College of St. Anthony present the Certificate of Appreciation to Ms. Una L. Castillo, MA in Christian Education and Registered Guidance Counselor, for sharing her expertise in the Parents' Talk entitled Parenting in the Digital Milieu, held on the 12th of December, 2020. Signed, Ms. Victoria A. Coralejo, School Director. Thank you so much, ma'am. And as a parent, I could relate. And as a school administrator, all the sharing that you've given to us will serve as a basis in further improving our policies and guidelines about online learning. Thank you so much. And thank you to the parents who are here today.